And here I am again with AzurLane. Going to go into a little bit of the gameplay with you today. And the gameplay is actually not that difficult. As you can see here, we have a button that says attack. You'll click on that. You'll then choose your stage. For this, we'll just go with something simple. 1-4, the sucker fleet. And here it gives you small information such as how to get the 3 stars. And you won't get all of them all at once. And you don't have to, you can just collect them as you go by. Especially to defeat escort fleet, it says you need 7. And only like, I think 5 appear at a time. So it just collectively, you just have to keep on playing it over and over. I find that playing a stage 3 times usually gets you that, as long as you defeat all the enemies in one stage. And the loot is very random. If you click on the button, it can show you the types of characters you can receive or that you have received beforehand. So I've received all of them except for 2 that are still unknown. Hopefully we'll unlock those later. And also just chances of what you can receive as well. Unfortunately, you're not guaranteed anything, it's just what you could. Oil is what you're going to use as your cost. So if we click on go, then you can select your fleet. So here it's showing fleet 1, which is pretty strong. We don't want that for a small stage, so we'll go with the 3rd fleet, which is a little weaker and just perfect for the stage. So the characters you have are all named after different ships. Not all of them. There's some weird ones like this girl back here. There's a vampire or something like that. But as you go in, you'll be brought to a map. You choose your path, and everything's random. Even the strength of the fleet. So that yellow with the 1 triangle just shows it's a small enemy. And then the levels of the enemy as well. I think you can get up to the color red with 3 triangles in it, which is the largest fleet, which takes a little bit longer to try to defeat. Well, once you select your opponent by moving into them, you then have a few other options, such as your fleet position. As you can see, they're already somewhat positioned, but you can grab them and move them around to reorganize them as you get ready to go. Of course, here's your targets. As long as you get all of them, you'll get S ranking. If you miss one, it goes down to A, and so forth. And once again, it just little info what you could receive, not what you are going to receive. The cost is also the cost of the units. Each unit has a price for how much it costs to sort to them. So of course your power fleet and blah blah blah. There's some other things we'll explain a little bit later. So we'll go to battle. Now time to load. Using the control system here on the bottom, you can control the units and move them around. And depending on the speed is how fast they'll move, so having a slow fleet will make it obviously a lot harder to control them and dodge. But as you can see, you have all these things that are just coming at you. Some are very easy to dodge, some aren't. Here in the bottom right, you have special items that you can also use during the game. The cannon here, which has 3 out of 3, you can press it and hold it, and it brings a targeting system which you can then release and shoot. But I didn't get a chance, we defeated them before then, but you could defeat your enemy with that as well. Now as you can see, the items received, we got a gun part to help enhance the gun, and but we got no characters, so you're not always guaranteed anything, but at least one thing. It's usually gold. Then you got your experience here, so the different types of characters gain different experience depending on if they're MVP and how much they did. So as you can see, Otago got the most experience, and then South Dakota got the second most, while everyone else got the same amount at the bottom. And you can tell by looking at here the amount of damage they did as well, and why she got MVP. And depending on the enemy, the size of the ships, as you can see, there's 2 triangles in that one, so the stage is going to be a little bit longer with a little more enemies. But depending on the type of ship you also fight will determine the type of enemy. So of course this is an airfield, or air carrier I should say, and so you'll fight a lot more enemies with planes and such versus the other one. So here we are fighting again, just targeting the enemies. The bullets don't do too much damage. It's the torpedoes that tend to do a lot more damage than anything. As you can see with the... it was a little easier. And we also saw some planes coming, but we defeated the enemy before the planes could hit us. So let's go ahead and stop here, and we'll show you the rest later.